Good morning, students. Welcome back to physics class. Recall what we did in my previous class. We did the value of, come on. We studied about, write down in chat box. We studied about gravity and especially we studied about acceleration due to gravity. Now, we know that things fall and all the things fall with the same acceleration, and that acceleration is called acceleration due to gravity, and it is a uniform acceleration so far, and its value is 9.8 meter per second square. That's clear? With this recap, remember one more thing. Any one of you can recall the equations of motion? Yeah. V equals to U plus AT. S equals to UT plus, come on. S equals to UT plus half AT square. V square minus U square equals 2AS. These three equations of motion were explaining or telling the relation between distance, initial velocity, final velocity, time, and uniform acceleration A. Now, as the things fall, or whenever you throw something up, it is acted upon by the uniform acceleration, that acceleration due to gravity, okay, can we use. Therefore, the equations of motion for bodies falling under acceleration due to gravity or bodies thrown up, can we use it? If you write yes, write in the chat box. If you write no, write in the chat box. Good. So, we can use, repeat, we can use these three equations of motion in the case of acceleration due to gravity also. Okay? Now, when we translate, we have to change these equations of motion with only the uniform acceleration. And here, when we talk about gravity, the uniform acceleration will be acceleration due to gravity. So, the new equations will be, look at my presentation. V equals U plus GT. S equals UT plus half GT square. V square minus U square equals 2GH. Here I have written S and H purposely. S is what? In your equations of motion, it is distance. So what in fact this S should be? What in fact this S should be? Whenever body is falling or thrown up, this S must be replaced by height, that is H. That's why in third one you can see I have written V square minus U square equals 2GH. So here S equals to UT plus half GT square. In fact, in the correct form it should be written as H equals UT plus half GT square. Now there is some trick with the value of G also. Generally, when we throw something up, the acceleration due to gravity G we take negative, and whenever something is falling down, the acceleration due to gravity is taken positive. Okay? See it again, I have put it there in my, what do you call, presentation. Here, come back. Here, maximum students get confused or they do the numericals wrong because they are not able to judge or because they are not able to apply the value of G properly. So, repeat, value of G is taken positive when things are falling, and value of G is taken negative when you are throwing something up. You know, when you throw something up, it goes up to a certain height. After that, it stops. Why it stops? Because the acceleration due to gravity is negative. That is, in fact, it is a retarding concept. It is retardation which decreases the velocity of a body which you have thrown up. What would have happened if it is acceleration? Then you just throw anything up and accelerate, and it will go in space. But it doesn't happen. In your daily life, you throw the ball up, it goes to a certain height, and then stops, and then again falls back. Got it clear? Acceleration due to gravity is taken negative when we throw anything up, when body is moving upwards. And acceleration due to gravity is taken positive when a body falls. Remember last class I said that cricket ball catcher, when you catch a high ball, it comes with a higher speed. So the positive acceleration acts on it. Hope I am very clear about it and you will be very clear about it. These equations of motion, actually what they do. Remember, when we were doing normal equations of motion and studying the velocity, acceleration, distance, time, what were these equations of motion doing? They were helping us to calculate the distance, the acceleration, the initial velocity, the final velocity, the time, whatever, depending on the question or depending on the condition. Similarly, depending on the condition, with the help of these three equations under gravity, we will be able to calculate so many things. Now I'll give you a challenge. You are standing on a bridge and river is there. Okay? Standing on a bridge, under the bridge, river is flowing. Can you find out how high above the water level of the river you are standing? Think. And in my chat box you write the suggestions. First, can you find out? Yes or no? Then, if you can find out, you suggest how. And if you cannot find out, then you are a foolish fellow. You know, when I was a student, my teacher asked, you are given one ammeter and a stopwatch. Can you find the height of the building? Which floor you are there? Second floor, third floor, how high you are from the ground? Then I was using my all great science. Ammeter is an instrument used to measure current. Stopwatch is the instrument to measure the time. How they are related, how I am going to find out. Then my sir told me very interesting thing. He said, put the stopwatch on and drop the ammeter. Find out how many seconds it takes to reach the ground. Use the formula H equals half GT square. Because U will be 0, you are just dropping it. Simple. You can find the height of the school building. Then, you know, sometimes children argue with the teachers. I was also one of them. But sir, this ammeter will break. But did I say that it should not break? Then my teacher said, did I say that it should not break? That is none of your business. Your business is to find out height of your classroom from the ground. That's all. Whether it breaks or does not break, that is none of your problem. You know, to become a science student, you have to be smart also. Now if you are smart enough, you will be able to know how high is the bridge above the river. Anyway, some basic terms while we are dealing with this acceleration due to gravity business. I told you two. When body is thrown up, it is negative, G is negative. When body is dropped down, G is positive. Third thing, whenever you throw a body, it reaches a maximum height. And at the maximum height, remember it's very important, whenever body is thrown up, it reaches a maximum height, and at the maximum height, the final velocity, you know what is the symbol? The final velocity V becomes 0. Very important. Because you will come across questions. A stone is dropped from a certain height other stone is thrown from the ground, like that. Or you will come across a stone is thrown from the ground with the initial velocity, blah, 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 how high it will reach, or find the maximum height, how you will find out. So these certain terms you have to remember. At the maximum height, the final velocity is 0. One more thing. Whenever a body is dropped, remember the word dropped, not thrown. If a body is thrown, it will be having some initial velocity. But if a body is dropped, its initial velocity will be 0. Okay? These are some Arun sir special hints. And that will be very useful when you are doing numericals based on these equations of motion for falling body or the body thrown up. Well, that's enough. Some two small little topics are also there. And they are related topics. You know, we are acted upon by this acceleration due to gravity. Isn't it? What is the second law of motion? Force equals mass times acceleration. Isn't it? So I am standing here. I have a mass and acceleration due to gravity is acting on me, that is on this mass. Then there is a force acting on me. What is that force called? That force is called weight. So weight is in physics terms different from what laymen use or what ordinary people say. Oh, apna to weight बढ़ गया भाई. No, that is stupid. Weight is a force. Weight is a force by which Earth is attracting you. Weight is a vector quantity. Weight is a force. It is a vector quantity. It does not remain same. You go to moon, your weight will change. Why? Because the acceleration due to gravity at moon is less, very less. 1/6 of the acceleration due to gravity at Earth. So if my mass is 60 kg and roughly calculating I am acted upon by the acceleration due to gravity 10 meter per second square. So the force acting on me or the weight I have is 600 Newton. And if I go to moon, what will happen? My weight will be 1/6 of my weight on Earth. So my weight on the moon will be only 100 Newton. Have you seen people, see some videos, how people walk on the moon? Not that Michael Jackson wala moon walk. Actually, the Apollo 11 wala walk. They don't walk. They have to hop. They can't walk because they are so light. You might have seen astronauts on the moon, they were hopping. They were not able to walk because they were feeling so light. And what about people in the space stations. They float, isn't it? Why? Write in my chat box. So I think you got fair idea of weight. So if somebody comes and tells, "Arey, mera weight बढ़ गया," that is stupid way. Your weight cannot increase. If little more fat is accumulated there on my tummy, what is accumulating? The fat. So another term in technical way we call it mass. Mass in fact is the quantity of matter contained in the body. Say my Buddha. The amount of marble put into that, the quantity of marble or granite put into this Buddha is mass of Buddha. When I go to moon, my flesh, my bone, my hair, my body, this will be my mass. It will not change, but my weight will change. So, mass is the quantity of matter contained in the body. Mass is a scalar quantity. It remains same everywhere, no change. And SI unit of mass is kg, and SI unit of weight is Newton. Right? Now your homework. I'll be sending you some numericals, plus you will find out as many difference between mass and weight. Okay? And send it to me with the homework. Remain happy. Stay at home. All the best. God bless you.